and you are not the best choice.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
Hey. How are y'all doing, folks? This is Straight No Chaser. Welcome to Straight No Chaser. This is your boy, Thin Bad. And the Chief is in the house.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
All right. Hope you all are doing well. We got all kinds of stuff going on with the weather. We got all kinds of stuff going on in politics. That's one thing. You can always find something to talk about. Yep. But, it's just a matter, do you want to talk about it? Because folks are losing their mind. As I said, Chief is in the house.
I'm here.
You know what else is in the house now?
What would that be, sir?
The schoolhouse is in your house.
Yes, it is.
In the living room. You can't even be late for school no more.
Nope.
There's no way in the world. All you got to do is roll out the bed, and there you are.
Ready.
Parents can't get any break from the children.
Nope.
Children can't get any breaks from the parents.
Nope.
It's a we talked about it earlier when it started, and then so we thought it'd be good tonight to kind of check back in and see how folks are making out. People have they thrown up the white flag, or are they adjusting? And if they are adjusting, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because what's going to happen?
That's right.
How do you, if you're doing this for the next 4 years, how do you graduate from your house? You just go right out the front door, out the back door to your party. And that's going to be virtual too, because nobody can come. Because this is crazy. Speaking of crazy, that brings me to the next point we'll talk about. Kanye.
Yes.
What in the hell is that fella doing? Is he having a birthday party?
Yes.
Were you invited, Chief? Were you invited to Kanye's birthday party?
No, it was not, sir.
Okay. Is he bringing him and all those friends in his head? I mean, who is he? What's he doing? I mean, what's the deal with that thing? So I know these are things that are just like completely non-related, but they deserve talking about. And we've got our expert. She's an expert because that's why we brought her back.
That's right.
She can handle them children.
Yeah, she did. I saw her slap one boy so hard, his mama came in crying.
Now, where's the rim shot when I need it? I couldn't find it. She.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. See.
See, yeah,
she did.
And guess what, folks? Pretty soon you're going to be able to see all this fun as we are having it, because we're going to mess around and go live, I think.
Yes, we are. We are.
But it ain't happening tonight. I'm not going to tell you why. We had a discussion about it.
That's right.
And we voted that we are not going to go live.
Somebody's
tonight.
makeup wasn't looking right. Oh, my makeup
was running.
Ooh. Yeah.
My hair had fallen, and it just was not a good time for me. So we just decided, just trust me. We look okay. We're doing all right.
But Wendell, the problem I have is, don't you hate that? I hate it when my edges don't act right.
Now you'll know why that's funny when you see Chief next week, because he don't have no edges or anything inside the edges. There's no hair there. So pretty soon you'll know who we are for real, right?
I pull my skin back.
Our voice, it'll be no sense in being Thin, Bad, and Chief, because everybody said that's who that is, and then you may stop listening to us. So let's not do that. But we have Shannon.
Introduce our guest, Thin Bad.
You're going to have to help me because I was a DJ growing up, and there was a singer named Shannon, and that was like, she was like a Black Madonna. That was her whole name. It was just Shannon. Play. See, you know the song. It was Shannon.
Music play.
Shannon knows that. I didn't think you were old enough to know that song. You must have heard your parents playing that. You cannot be old enough to know that song. Let the music play.
That's your face window.
That's in the song. That probably was sampled from that. Mm-hmm. So, Chief, I'm gonna let you introduce Shannon the proper way with all of her and stuff.
Okay,
that people could have seen tonight if we could have gone live.
Okay,
but we couldn't go live.
Okay, here
because
we go.
We didn't send out a 24-hour notice because we got to let people know that when we go live, what's happening. But in all seriousness, Chief,
Yes,
Shannon,
sir.
are you ready to tell these people how it is done? Shannon, I'm going to let Shannon introduce Shannon because I can't remember Shannon's last name, Chief.
It's Banks.
Banks, Shannon Banks. Is that a sentence?
Yes.
This is Shannon Banks' little children. That's what you said. Chief said that. That's not true, Shannon. We know we're just playing. We're just being simple because that's what we do. We work hard, and we talking about homeschooling. I'm in higher education. I got one almost 13-year-old here and about 7,000 almost 20-year-olds at work. So forgive me, allow me to be a little loopy for a bit. Shannon Banks, Chief, what are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing with homeschooling? I mean, is this something that is, I think when we came into it last year, it was something that it was just kind of thrust upon us. We weren't able to really plan for it. But as I said back then, our school teachers were doing it. Our public schools, our K-12 folks were on it, and they were doing the darn thing. And they're continuing to do the darn thing. But now it's a whole, almost a whole curriculum behind it in terms of how they're doing this. And again, I still marvel at the quickness and their ability to kind of turn on a dime and kind of do this whole new thing. But it has to have some, I guess what I can see now is like, what are we aware of now that we weren't aware of then, or the things that we're looking, that we're guarding against, some things there's got to be some good and bad, some good and some bad about how things are going. So we got Shannon Banks, who's going to tell us. The Chief is going to give you all the rest of the stuff because I'm a bad host tonight. I can't remember nothing. I can't remember anything. I will not forget her name, the whole name. What's your middle name? You might as well tell us that too. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, with us tonight to help us discuss these topics is Shannon Banks, who is probably one of the most underrated educators that we know. She works at the South Academic Center in Las Vegas, Nevada.
There it is.
And I tell you, that school is really doing some tremendous things under some adverse conditions. I'm talking about under the whole virtual umbrella. I know before the COVID hit, they were doing some amazing things with the young people. And it's a school for kids that have a few challenges. And in spite of the challenges that some of the young people have there, they're still able to get it done. And they do it in a tremendous way. And it's really fortunate that the city has the school as one of the options for the kids to attend. So we're just real happy to have her here. And she came to the show a couple of weeks ago as the young people were preparing to go back in this COVID environment. And of course, she was preparing her school to get ready for this whole virtual situation. And so she's here with us tonight to kind of help us find out how it's going so far. So Shannon, how's it going so far?
It's going great, Mike. You guys, my staff amazes me every day how well they step up to the challenge of teaching our youth online. Because I mean, they're finding different ways every day to keep them focused, to keep them in touch, and to make them feel like they're still on the property of South Academic Center.
So now that you guys have been into it for a couple of weeks, what are some of the biggest challenges that you're facing so far?
Right now, attendance, making sure everyone gets to class on time, make sure they log in on time, make sure they're logging in, period.
So even when you are right there in your house, you have to walk like 20 steps from the bed to the computer. You mean to tell me there's still some folks that are late?
Yes, there's still some folks that are waking up late.
Really?
Damn. Yeah, one of them lives in my house.
So, yeah. So how does that work? Do you get that phone call from a parent that says, "I can't get Junior out of the bed. What should I do?"
We do. I had a mother come in a couple of weeks ago and brought the Chromebook back to us and said, "He's not logging on, so you guys might as well just take this Chromebook back. We don't have any use." I was like, "Well, that's not an option."
Wow.
That is not an option. So
wait a minute.
She was like, damn.
Wait a minute. So Junior was there when Mama came in there?
Yes, he came with her. I was like, if you can come in here to return this, you can take this back home and log on to it.
Really?
You don't play. I told y'all. She don't play.
Wow.
Let me tell you how stupid I am. Because as soon as she started talking, her name came up on the screen. I would have seen that if she was talking, but she was so quiet while I was talking. As soon as she said her name, Shannon, she said, yes. Boom, Shannon Banks popped. I'll be there. Give me that Chromebook. I'll take it. I need it.
So I need to go back to this. So this parent came up and said, Miss Banks, Junior won't do anything with this. So what did you say to the parent? And then what did you say to Junior?
Well, I asked the mother where he was, and she said he was in the car. So I walked out to the car, and I was like, this is not an option. You don't have an option not to log in.
Wow. And
he was like, well, what do I do? And I explained to him, and the next day he was logged into class.
So now the rumor has it is that the car that we had heard about them bad?
What car?
The rumor had it was that you walked out to the car and said, Junior, bring your...
That's right. Same car.
Now,
same car, different mom.
Now be late tomorrow. See what the hell happens to you.
That was a different mom. That was a different mom.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. That's pretty much.
Well, now is that a common thing?
We get it here and there, but it's not common. Most of the kids are really logging in trying to do what they need to do.
Okay, that's good.
But you have to remember, I'm at a behavior school.
Right. So in terms of your colleagues, I'm sorry, Thimbe, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
Well, with your colleagues, and I know you know teachers all over the city and all over the country, are your colleagues finding similar situations, even those that are not in behavioral schools?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, they are.
And what has been the common cause of that? Just laziness, the parents aren't engaged. What are you finding?
It's hard to say. So, you're going to have a better outcome if you do have parents that take more initiative with their kids' education. So, but sometimes you have that kid that just want to excel in no matter what the outcomes is. So it just depends. It just depends.
Wow.
That's crazy.
The population at my school is pretty much the grandmother, the great-grandmother raising the kids. So, they're doing the best they can with what they, So it's up to us. We have a village at our school. Our school pretty much really looks out for our kids.
Yeah, That's what I was wondering too. Is part of that, you know,